I think this is somewhat relevant, so I'll talk about it. So I'm hanging out in a commune-ish type place. It's a forward thinking about community piece of property. And when I come out here, sometimes I come out here when there's events going on where they tell people, you can lodge in something that we created, or you can camp on the hillside, and you can poop and shower inside of these shacks that we created, that we have sitting on the hillside also. That's going to be loud and annoying, so I hope it's less loud and annoying. So when we're out there and we're running education programs and stuff, the people who are running the educational programs, they have stuff to share, and they have stuff to innovate upon. And often when people are innovating, they will be protective of the information. And whether they arrive at a final product or not, final specimen that they built here on the property, they will talk about plans and how they need these things drawn up, but they don't want to release the information, so they really don't want me being a documenter, me being a person who creates drawings, who follows through with that sort of thing, because it is a diligent task that's asked of somebody, and it takes months to put stuff together. Just to convey information to people on the other side of the world, it takes months to put it together graphically. The people think that they're being appropriate and protective, and they don't want to get others involved, and they want to limit the people who have the information. And I understand this to a point. If somebody sees your thing, the information that they view, they might be able to reverse program or reverse engineer what it is that you have going on, that you've thought of, that you've innovated upon. Your innovation can be reverse engineered just by a few shots. And I've understood this because I've done it myself. I've understood this because I have analyzed the comments on my YouTube videos, where I've got like 3D flybys and stuff. It's not on this video, or not on this channel. But when I'm trying to pinpoint, what I'm trying to pinpoint is this interesting area where it's like you need to tell an inventor or an innovator that they're not all that good alone, and there's not all that much money involved unless you've really got a marketing team behind you, or a really good plan, like plan of marketing. Because some people, these innovators, man, they think that they're gonna make plans, and like I said, it takes months. So imagine worst case scenario, or in a scenario that's quite close to mine, let's just say 5 months. Let's just say 5 months. If it takes me 5 months part-time to put some shit together, you can imagine how much it's going to take someone else to put it together from scratch. Somebody who's not used to the computer. It would take them 3 years. And I'm just making this up. Let's just say it would take them 3 years. So somebody's going to sit there and say, I'm not really interested in you getting involved with my project. I'm not interested in you documenting it, but I do want documents made. And I'm going to figure that out somehow or whatever. Year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, they stop fucking thinking about the thing. Because they understand what kind of a mental disposition they put themselves in. Or maybe they don't realize that they're cutting themselves short. Because if you manage your project appropriately, you can divide all this stuff up. I'm not asking to work on anybody's thing. I'm just asking you, the person listening to this, to listen to the thought I had today about the problem we have with people feeling separate, people feeling extremely separated. And then comes the next round. Once it is that you have the plan sitting there, how much do you price it and how often do you put it on sale? And whose hands are they in, and where are your limited sources for it? It's just funny. It's so funny to me that people... I make fun of this certain group of people that I used to think that I was a partner in business with, because they never presented me ownership papers, and I kept asking them as I was working for them on the project, making them better, making the organization that I was leaping off of or being pushed away from off of, I was making it better as I was being pushed. And these guys, they have the perspective of, no, I will not help someone get $10 million when my payout would be $1 million. Even if it's quick and easy, I wouldn't do that thing for that other person if they made more money than me. And they didn't say it if they made more money than me. They just said a bit about like, that could be ours, is how they explain it or look at it, like leaving meat on the bone sort of thing. But no, instead you're fucking broke and you ain't got shit going on, because you don't have the money to fund shit going on, because you spent it last night, because you're month to month, because you don't have any savings. So you're telling me that you wouldn't allow somebody with $10 million, or no. You wouldn't allow somebody with multiple millions to fund a project that focused around something that you were good at, and you gain a quick amount of large amount of money, a quick large amount of money, in easy to where you can fund whatever you want after that. But this person, you have to let it go, and this other person's able to make 10 times the amount that you're making. These people would not, can you see that? These people would not allow that to happen. And I think that's silly. Unless it is something that's really damning, really fucking somebody else over. If it's just business and you're used to doing the skill all the time, why not pinch a jewel off your ass? I mean, it's your God-given talent. So anyway, I think that relates a little bit, but it's just so funny to me because people don't realize how much goes into making plans, making drawings, and they'll interchange the word drawings and plans, and they'll interchange. You know, if you say that you have a floor plan, oh, you've got elevations, then no, you don't have elevations. You have elevations a little bit decided at about the 3 foot or 4 foot or 2 foot level. You've got everything decided from there down. You know, you got a floor plan, you don't have a roof plan, okay? You got a model, you don't have fucking plans. You don't have drawings either. Wait until somebody asks you for those things, and then you'll realize you don't have them. And then what are you doing? You're like a full-time job to fulfill this thing that you said was already existing? This is my point, is it takes a fucking badass to deliver shit these days and to work on their own. And then people are so not used to this real shit that they just glance over your real shit when you deliver it. It's hilarious. Only when information is sought out does it matter. And in what I'm doing out here in the woods, it's hardly ever sought out. And when you're building a building, it's only sought out by that one contractor, that one person who has to, that superintendent who has to make sure that everybody's doing exactly what needs to happen. And then after that, they don't need that information. But I had to draw it at one point. I had to put it on the plan, which took me, 3 minutes per each little piece of information to make sure, oh yeah, and then a little bit of revisit to make sure that cosmetically everything looks great. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Just people not driving the way that they should. There was a semi was re-entering from a restaurant stop, and the guy next to me didn't merge, and I gave him enough room and he still didn't merge. Instead, he just made the semi wait for us both to pass. That semi. Okay. Point taken. There's a lot of information that goes into drawings. There's a lot of thought that goes into it, but hardly ever do you actually mine it. But people who create drawings can read them really fast and recognize if there's any flaws in them. And people who can't make plans probably can't read them very well, and they probably have a lot of oversight. Probably have a lot of stuff lacking, and I just hate it whenever I've got a set of plans here, and it's like, what's the value of that? The value's different to so many different people. One time, I have a solar dehydrator plan, and one time this lady said, like, I just want you to tell me where to start, like, where's the first piece? And it's like, there's a frame. Did you make the frame? There's a frame page. I gave you all the dimensions on the frame. So you make the frame and then you cover it with a skin. And she's just like, this isn't what I asked for. And it's like, oh no, it is what you asked for. You just want it to look like a fucking Lego set, I think. I don't know. Will you please tell me so that I can learn? No, this just isn't it. I want it to tell me exactly what to do. Okay? So what I did was I watched a video of this certain solar dehydrator being put together, and I wrote down step by step in wording, and I probably put frame in there in the beginning. So first you start with the base of the frame, and then you basically have like 3 ribs, and then you attach all of them, and there's your frame. And then whenever it is that you want dimensions, then you look on the plan set and say, oh, that needs to be cut to this certain size, that needs to be spaced at this certain distance. Do I need to tell you where to put every screw? Or do you understand that things need to fit snugly together? Snugly? Snugly. Snugly! So this was my rant. Stay strong. Stay strong, architecture apprentices for life. Also, consider getting into cryptocurrency. Hex.com has changed my life. And pulsechain.com is about to come. The sacrifice stage is going on right now. It is July 13th or 14th. It's a Saturday, 2021. Yeehaw. Adios.